Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from worldwide. I'm Sterling. It's great to have you back on the channel. This short pop-up video is being recorded today, Monday, July 22nd, 2024. I thought it was a wonderful and a good idea to provide a quick pop-up video relative to a lot of recent events in the media and some observations, perspectives, and kind of some spiritual insights. So I did take some notes before the show, and I'll kind of go through some of those with you. By now, you're all aware, obviously, that President Biden has stepped aside from the presidential 2024 campaign and endorsed Kamala Harris as the front runner in the 2024 presidential nomination process. Kind of first, a few thoughts. For several years, I've been seeing that President Biden and the majority of Democrats would be elected to a second term. And correspondingly, I've also predicted discussions will be taking place around Kamala Harris's position as the vice president in the 2024 ticket. In my January 2024 annual prediction show, and that's available up on the channel, I did discuss the president and VP ticket changes involving Kamala Harris. I saw a major presidential kind of VP ticket disruption. At that time, I did not really fully realize from my team angels and guides, they're referencing changes in the front runner on the presidential ticket for Harris around the VP slot. In fact, it appeared to me what they were telling me was that she was going to take, say, a more senior position as like the head of the Supreme Court. We know now that looks like that's not the case short term here. In fact, the higher ticket position was moving from the VP slot to the presidential slot in the 2024 presidential election. I want all of you to know that I view my task and work in this area as a communicator, kind of a communication device to the other side, like a telephone, working with thousands of angels and guides. This takes some interpretation skill, and at times, with a vast amount of information coming through, and at times, the information may not be clear or misinterpreted by me. I take full responsibility for the messages that I share with you. And on a weekly basis, it's perfectly reasonable to get excited or even upset at times. I understand that when the information does not align with what we perceive as happening in the real world in real time. I understand that. Still, I'm happy to be a vessel and a way for others to receive information kind of from a vast variety of resources on the other side, and providing these services. I'm not perfect. Next, it's important to note that there are no accidents in the universe. Everything that happens is meant to happen for reasons we sometimes do not understand or fully appreciate. And I acknowledge that. I see that all the time in my work. Facts will come through, and sometimes it looks like the opposite came through, and then as time goes on, it plays out, and you kind of understand how all the pieces fit together. We're all learning every day, and we're here on Earth. One of these lessons certainly involves trust, faith, and acceptance, kind of along with all of us trusting our angels and guides. I truly believe that the act of Biden stepping down was a clear example of free will. But remember, free will never takes you off your life path. It actually controls three different factors: the speed at which you move through your life path, the scale, and the scope of achievement. A little bit of a timing issue there. I believe Biden stepped down too early and would, in fact, have been elected overwhelmingly in November 2024. However, President Biden chose a slightly different life path route based on tremendous pressure received from family, colleagues, and major financial donors. And he did what he believed was right for the nation and the world. I fully respect that. President Biden will continue to be a major force in the election process, fully backing Kamala Harris, and really be a wonderful contributor to a lot of things going on worldwide through the end of his presidential term here and then leading into the next presidential term. He'll be highly influential and effective in helping the White House. And that way, he'll still be engaged. I still believe Democrats will win the presidential election overall, and also win a majority or a majority in the House and the Senate, although it's going to be a somewhat slim majority. So it won't be the landslide that maybe everybody hoped for, but it'll be a somewhat slim majority, but it'll still be a majority. Lastly, I kind of want to touch on the Akashic Records, which is a true resource and a record of all things in the universe, past, present, future. And the records that my team, angels and guides, 1,000 of them, always provide information from the shows that we do and the information we share with you. Yes, it is subject to interpretation. And if you look at the extremely large timelines and individual events that occur in the Akashic Records, they're all part of the Akashic Records. That means that sometimes times can be a little longer or shorter, right? Nobody ever gets off their life path, but the timing can be a little bit longer or shorter. I'm certainly happy to share everything that's shared with me by my large teams, guides, and angels. Remember that you should always take the information that you receive from any source and look at it with your angels and guides. Make sure you're comfortable with all the information being shared with you. This goes for everything and everyone in your life. This information is meant to give you guardrails and guidance for your life path going forward. However, the information will never shortcut your life lessons or take place of a life lesson or something you're supposed to learn here on earth in relationship to your unique faith, subject the fact that we're all students here on earth. We're all in school every day we're here. Also, remember that we do not always appreciate or see the big picture, and very often get entangled with ideas and concepts of the way things are supposed to work, or we genuinely believe they're gonna work. And sometimes there's always a little bit of a moving back and forth as the results play out. So I understand it's human nature to kind of always jump to conclusions and say it didn't happen exactly the way that we envisioned it. Whenever we experience life events that are disappointing, please take a step back, remain calm, and try to discern the major life lesson in that experience. This will benefit you in the long run. In closing, I want all of you to trust your guides as well as the information you receive from all outside sources. There are no accidents in life, and we're all in a state of learning how to trust all the information we receive and use it in the ways that help and move the world and humanity forward. So on that note, I'm going to leave you in this short pop-up video, but I want to get a lot of the thoughts and observations out and spiritual connections I thought were important at this time in this news cycle that we're at here on Monday, July 22nd, 2024. I'm going to send out tremendous love and light to you and all of your families. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.